Welcome to Homework Lib.
So here in this question, you have a car, right? And you start a trip with 20 gallons of gas in your tank, right? And the gasoline is consumed at a constant rate of 0.05 gallons per mile, right? So first the question is, what mileage does your car get on trip measured in miles per gallon? And of course, that's given by 20 over 0.05, right? So that's, you can use the calculator, you will find this to be, I think, 400 miles. And second, give formula for the volume of a gasoline remaining tank as function of distance, S. So obviously V is given by, V obviously is given by, initially you have 20, right? But it's decreasing at the rate, which is 0.05, right, times S, right? So the domain of this function V obviously is, it can become 0, right? And then it will be as large as 20, right? So the domain of this V is from 0 to 20 inclusive, right? And C, suppose you drive at a constant speed of 60 miles per hour, give a formula for the distance you travel as a function of the number of hours t that you have traveled. And obviously S is equals 6t times t, right? The domain of this function, of course, the domain of this function, of course, it goes from 0 to, if the time you can take, it's going to be, of course, it's going to be even, but actually it can be as large as 40, right? 400, right? Because you can only go that much far, right? So 400 miles. And you are also asked to give formula for the volume of gas in your tank as function of T, right? So V, of course, that's given by 20 minus 0.05 times S. S is 60 times T, right? So that's the expression. And of course, you can work out this a bit is 20 minus, I think it's 1.2 times T, right? So that would be my, 1.2. I think 3. Sorry, it's not 1.2. I get it a bit wrong because the product of those two put together, of course, 300, right? So it'd be 3t, right? So that's the expression, and the domain, of course, is the same as this from 0 to 20, right? So that's the domain. Right? Oh, sorry, I think I made a mistake. When we talk about domain, we actually look at the range of the argument, not the range of the function. Now, what I've given is actually the range of function. So if we talk about domain, we're talking about the S, right? So S, of course, goes from 0 to 400, right? So that would be the domain here. And in this question, the domain is about time t, right? And obviously, the time t goes from 0 to the largest is 400 divided by 60, right? So it's 4t divided by 6, or is 20 over 3, right? So that's the domain for this question. And for this one, the domain, of course, again, the same t, right? So that's 0, 20 to 3, right?